Welcome, my friends. Welcome, friends of fine art prints, especially Japanese prints or contemporary prints, and these sometimes with a certain Japanese touch. And this is what today's video is about. I want to present a new artist. Well, regular visitors of our auction catalog may have realized that we show more and more contemporary artists who consign directly to us. And yes, and this is now a new artist that I want to present with this video. Her name is Lynita Shimizu. Let me repeat, Lynita Shimizu, Lynita Shimizu. And you see her in the background. I've been thinking quite some time how to characterize her art. How to characterize her art, maybe with a kind of a caption, a catchy slogan. That sounds a little bit ridiculous, but nevertheless, I think I can characterize her art in one short sentence. I want to call her art the magic of shape and colors. May I repeat? The magic of shape and colors. And afterwards I will show you her artworks and you will understand. But let's now start with the beginnings. Lynita Shimizu, she's a real moku hanga artist. Moku hanga, that's a Japanese expression for a worldwide art movement of printmakers who use the old traditional Japanese way of making art prints. It's called moku hanga. And Lynita Shimizu studied the Japanese way of printmaking for 4 years in Japan. 4 years in Japan, and she had 2 teachers. The first one was Tokoriki Tomikichiro, the great master of both the Shin-hanga art movement and the Sosaku hanga art movement. And her second one was an artist who works practically in an abstract way, Yoshisuke Funasaka. And Lynita Shimizu not only learned during these 4 years of her stay, first in Kyoto and then in Tokyo in Japan, not only printmaking, but she also got to know her husband. And today, both live in the USA. They raised 3 children, and Lynita Shimizu, from her studio, she looks upon a beaver pond, and behind, well, there is a forest, so it's all nature. Lynita Shimizu, she likes nature, and she takes the inspiration for her artworks from long hikes, and she's not so much interested in making prints that show a realistic view. She's more interested in transforming this realistic view into shapes, in a kind of a transformation. You will soon understand it. At that point, I should now show you the artworks of her teachers, maybe, because I think that the way both of these masters worked reflects a lot in today's artworks of Lynita Shimizu. Now let me see, we have here a historic photograph. Oh, you see, Lynita, young, so very, very young, and next to her, the first teacher, Tokoriki Tomikichiro. He was born, I think, 1900, and he became roughly 100 years old. And the photo is a little bit blurry. At that time, no digital photography yet. And now let me show the typical Sosaku hanga artwork by Tokoriki. You see, it's also a certain transformation, yeah? The idea was of the Sosaku hanga artist was not to give a realistic view of a landscape or a town view, but make a certain transformation. It's rather Western oriented. And in the next image, this is an artwork by her second teacher, by Yoshisuke Funasaka. Practically it's abstract, with the exception of a lemon. Yoshisuke Funasaka always liked to integrate a lemon into his design. And the art of Yoshisuke Funasaka was to find a balance of color, design, composition, and texture. He often made the same design again and again to experiment on this balance. Yeah? And in Lynita's art, you will find this simplifying of natural objects into shapes, lines, and textures. However, Lynita Shimizu, she never abandons figurative art. And now, my friends, I think now it's really time to show The Prince by Lynita Shimizu, because this is what it is all about. I'm talking too much about art theory, but I'm not a national English speaker, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult for me to get the message across. And now let's get the message across by images. Well, this is from a series of 4 prints, the 4 seasons, and it starts with autumn. You see, she doesn't abandon figurative art, but it could basically be an abstract design. So now should follow winter, yeah. And this is also based on memories of her. Her grandfather had a farm in Pennsylvania, and she remembers from her childhood, during the weekend, they visited very often the grandma's grandpa's farm. Then here, this is springtime, lovely. And look how she expresses the entity of spring with these colors. And finally, summer. And a few more. This is a mountain view, I think, from Hawaii. She also gives explanations. By the way, in our auction catalog, in our descriptions, you find a lot more of explanations, sometimes original explanations by the artist for her designs. Another one. This is the result of a mountain hike that she undertook with her son. And it has a funny title, Just Another Mountain. Not going to explain that now, but you can read it in our auction catalog. And this is also from the memories of the farm of her grandpa. Lovely. I love these colors and these shapes. And look at the harmony. This is incredible. But imagine, she would make out of the green, let's say something like a dark violet. And it would lose completely the balance. Next one, yeah, this is Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji. And, well, this a reminder of a waterfall. Hiroshige made these famous waterfall print series. This is these 4 years. Even in such a design, you can find the influence of these 4 years of her learning printmaking the Japanese way. And then look here, the wooden grain, yeah, how it shines through. This is something also done by Kiyoshi Saito in perfection. And this makes a print lively, my friends. Now let's see. This is the last one here. And all these prints that you've seen now, okay, you will be able to buy them in the coming auction. But before we finish, I want to read a text of Lynita Shimizu in which she explains the essence of her art. And because my English is not the best, I mean, it's Bavarian style pronunciation, I thought, okay, let's talk the computer, okay?
Division of space and abstract qualities of traditional Japanese woodcuts attract me. When planning my own prints, I work to simplify what I'm seeing or feeling. To move from the inspiration of the sketch to the mechanics of the print requires thoughtful organization of color and space. The image is broken apart. Different colors are carved from separate blocks of wood. Only after just the right amount of pigment, water, and rice starch have been brushed across the wood, and the layers of color have been pressed into the paper, does the image come together again. Every time the paper is lifted from the final block, it feels like magic.
What you've just heard, my friends, was not the voice of Lynita Shimizu. No, it was the voice of my computer. But you have to admit, pretty good American-style English, much better than my Bavarian-style pronunciation, much better than I could ever do it. Well, we've come to the end, and to say goodbye, I show you last time in this video one of these wonderful Mokuhanga woodblock prints by Lynita Shimizu, and you can buy them in our online auctions, in our weekly online auctions. And for the first time, tomorrow, November 7, 2021 at 8 p.m., our new auction will start. So please give a warm, friendly welcome to Lynita Shimizu. And when I say a warm, friendly welcome, I do not mean pushing on a stupid button. I like it. No, buy it. Yeah, that's a friendly welcome and nothing else. Got the message? Okay, well then, goodbye and have a good week.